We're gonna settle up with this last question. That's a little bit more pointed, which would be: has CM Punk been humbled by WWE? Meaning, well, not meaning, but for example, the reverse pipe bomb by John Cena of all people, in which he pretty much destroyed whatever um, cover or whatever was left of CM Punk's bravado. He poked holes in that repeatedly while Punk was supposedly laid out and had to be made laid there for about 10 minutes while while Cena just laid into him like you're not a punk, you're a capitalist, you're a hypocrite, you're a fraud, you're always been about the money and blah blah blah, and everything you said I am, you end up being, and so forth. That's number one. As we mentioned before, there was no mandate that this rivalry had to happen at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, because for them to redo the pipe bomb 14 years later, 13 years later, for them to redo, well, then for Punk to come out with the lame Dr. Punkonomics, which I ain't gonna lie, I was just like, wow, that if the golden shovel is not out, if people don't realize the golden shovel's out. Now, to Punk's credit, maybe he's in the mindset of, listen, I know what I signed up for. Maybe the first year, based on my injury, they didn't really have a chance to really F with me like that. But it's always had to be always in the back of his mind, like, no matter how friendly I am with management, how friendly I am with Mr. Paul Levesque, there's a lot of deep-seated resentment that goes back years. Maybe you won't be outright just disrespectful and have a be petty about it, but listen, Paul Levesque is Paul Levesque. The McMahons are the McMahons, whether or not they are truly in charge or not. He is a McMahon by in-law. So, and there's a reason why he was in that position and he was just able to slide over with the new regime, because he was put in that position. Now, do you believe that? Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Last thing. At the end of Night of Champions, when they had this scrum, or not even press conference, but the interview with Paul Levesque, because he has to come out and pretty much give the commentary about what we have just seen as fans, and make sure that everybody knows that he is the Wizard of Oz. He is the wizard behind the curtain of everything that we see. He commended Cena and Punk, especially Punk, for his maturity, or how his maturity has grown over the years, for him to get to this point, to entertain the fans of the people of Saudi Arabia. And I felt like that was so unnecessary, because especially at the kickoff show when he did apologize to the gentleman that said that, gentleman Muhammad, I believe, that told Punk that he believes that the people of Saudi Arabia deserve an apology. So when Punk said, listen, that tweet years ago, it wasn't really directed towards y'all. I was pissed off at the Miz. I was crabby. And I figured, let me pretty much, when they go high, we go low. If they go low, I go lower. And that's what I did. But, for all those who felt offended, which, to tell you the truth, was never really a true apology. When you say, if you was offended, for all those who are offended, I apologize, that's not really an apology, but neither here nor there. That was his way. Because what was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to be in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia and say, you know what? It wasn't really, y'all misread it wrong. I'm going to stand on business.
Yeah.
If he was stand on business, he'd probably be beheaded.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. He's not making it back. Global politics, geopolitics.
So the whole promo
it's a safety issue.
Yeah, the whole promo back and forth between him and Cena in the lead up, effectively, how I believed was CM Punk was handcuffed in what he could say, because even the challenge was like, "You want this match? You want this title? Come to the Night of Champions to get it." And you know what Night of Champions is, right?
Right.
What is Punk supposed to say?
Right.
That's not, tell you the truth, that's not WWE quote unquote canon of Punk doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. That's behind the scenes, that's put in place and pretty much neutered him. Like, what is he supposed to say? He cannot say anything because the whole promo, the whole rivalry, the whole Insta feud, it was multifaceted. We're going to play off what happened 12, 13 years ago. But the current thing is, guess what? You want this championship? I'm the champion. I'm going to be an asshole and tell you, you want this championship enough to throw your morals down to get it? Guess what? Come on. You're going to fight on my terms. And my terms is we're going to go to Saudi Arabia. We're going to go to the desert. Now,
and Mike, two quick points off that. One, I want to say that challenge from Cena to Punk, the rare champion challenges, or has a stipulation for the challenger anyway. I think that was in Phoenix. I was not at that show, by the way, that Raw, but I think that happened in the desert, in the desert here where I'm recording from. But then secondly, if you notice, you brought this up a moment ago, a few weeks later, when they had that SmackDown segment, when John Cena gave his version of the pipe bomb and, put Punk through the table, I forget where they held that show from, but that crowd was totally for Cena. I mean, it was what, Mike, from our respective couches, seemed like a 90% pro Cena crowd. I mean, it was, I hit you up when that happened. I felt justified because I thought, okay, it's not just me who is fixing to maybe get a John Cena tee after that promo, because he was saying, he was saying what was on the hearts and minds, if I may, of a lot of fans and a lot of CM.
He lied. Y'all niggas worship him. Lied.
Go ahead.
I was not.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be a quick point. It's going on too long. I want to pass the mic back to you. My point, though, is affirming what you said, that was a huge part of the storyline, which we don't always see, was if you know off screen, hey, I'm John Cena, I'm the heel. Hey, Punk, the good guy, the rebel with the cause, you got to bend your moral compass and meet me in this place that you said you would not work years ago if you want to get this title. Of course, CM Punk did not beat John Cena, but I was just fascinated by how John Cena's pipe bomb, if you will, his pipe bomb promo resonated with that live audience on SmackDown, because you could hear from the screen. Wow, I mean, John Cena even said on the mic, the mood is shifting. If you can't tell right now, things are changing around here. I thought, okay, maybe it's not just me who this is really resonating with.
I'll counter that with saying, once again, Punk was put in a position that he couldn't win.
Right.
The reason why, in my opinion, the reason why it was resonating with the fans were pretty much pro Cena, was twofold. Ever since Cena turned heel, that actually has been the only time he's actually been the heel that the fans have wanted him to be. Everything else, all his quote unquote mini feuds, has been, y'all fans, I did it because y'all didn't appreciate me. I did it because y'all don't deserve me. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that because of the fans. That's the first opponent that he actually was going against or doing the build-up that he actually went directly at the opponent. He showed the edge that everybody thought we were going to get that run from. So not only was it, people might have been on board with what he was saying about Punk because of the position that Punk was in, but it was also, well, guess what? I got 10 minutes of a free mic, and I'm going to be able to carve him up personally. He can't retort, and I could do it under the guise of all I'm doing is impersonating what he did 12 years ago. So he had all the cover to do everything he wanted to do. And how much you want to bet? Are we going to see that Cena in the lead up to SummerSlam against Cody? I feel like in the lead up to WrestleMania, he was more feuding with the fans than he was with Cody. Are we going to get that same Cena in this lead up to SummerSlam? If so, I'll be sadly mistaken. I'll be like, you know what, you got it. But right now, how it seems like to me, and not to get too much into storylines or whatever, it seems like there's a battle between. He's feeling like, you know what, yo, all right, y'all, I did it, but I don't have true conviction over my actions and my feelings. Like, when he picked up the belt and was about to hit Punk, he's like, you know what, I'm not gonna hit him with the belt. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna kick him in the balls. But the fans were saying, don't do it. And lately it seems like it's almost like that's been sewn into the storyline of the fans are starting to get to him. Remember at the end of Backlash when he's walking to the back after he beat Orton and they're cheering him and he's looking back and he's looking at the fans like, wow, I treated y'all like crap and y'all still love me. Darn, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. So I think that's more the reason why the fans in that particular segment were so boisterous and pro Cena, was because everything he said, how he said it, everything that was laid out was what the fans was actually begging for since March from Elimination Chamber. Because right now he's a heel, but it's like
there was no
driest heel possible.
There was no Travis Scott inside. I wonder if the seeds have been planted for the eventual, some may say inevitable, CM Punk heel turn. I don't know about you, Mike, but as a fan of CM Punk, I've been waiting for that proverbial other shoe, or dare I say other boot, to drop where he finally turns heel. He, in my opinion, he is a much better heel than he is a babyface. He is one of those performers when he gets the chance to be a villain, it's tremendous. So I wonder if those seeds were planted, and let's say maybe by SummerSlam or a later date in the year, we get a heel turn cemented. Who do you think is going to turn heel first, CM Punk or Cody Rhodes? Or are we operating in a more of a shades of gray world?
I really don't even want to deal with the shades of gray anymore, because I think that's being detrimental to the product right now. I mean, you're trying to treat the fan base as adults. Like, all right, listen, y'all like who y'all like, y'all don't like who you like, but still, at the end of the day, money is made over conflict. So if everybody is still, I like him today, but I don't like him tomorrow, and I like him against him, but I don't like him against that, it's going to run out. But to answer the question that was posed, I think they're going, if anything, CM Punk is going to turn heel before Cody, but Cody will be treated as a heel before Punk. Because right now, if you think about it, and I hope they don't do it soon, because it's not time yet, because they'll really be cutting their notes to spite their face. If you think about it, in this King of the Ring lead up, Cody last two matches was against fellow faces. It was against Jey Uso. It was against Randy Orton.
This
right?
is true. Mm-hmm.
Now, everything was on the up and up with Jey. In Randy's case, even though Randy's being portrayed like he's being salty, like he's mad that he's lost. No, he's not. He's upset that he lost. He's upset because he didn't pull the trigger. It's almost, if you think about it, if you really pierce everything, it's almost a carbon copy to the first Cody Rhodes KO Kevin Owens match. When Kevin Owens had a chance to put the dagger in him, he was like, you know what, I'm not going there. And then he ended up losing. And then he always resented the fact of, Cody took advantage of his opportunity. I didn't take advantage of mine because I put our friendship first. Randy had a chance to punt his effing head off. He chose not to. But as soon as Randy, quote unquote, tweaked his back, guess where all the offense was circled around for Cody Rhodes? Again, on that surgically repaired back. How did he win? He won by pushing him into the exposed turnbuckle. Yeah, albeit Randy exposed it, but Randy didn't take advantage of it. Cody took advantage of it. And as soon as he threw him in, he didn't waste no time. He didn't do a transitional move. He said, you know what? I'm going for this win. 1, 2, 3. And that's why Randy's pissed off. So in reality, Cody was the heel in that match. But it's going to play out as Randy is going to turn because Randy is pissed off that, yo, I treated you like a brother and you treated me like a fucking op. So, you know what? Bet. Gloves off next time. Watch your back. I told you, you know you can't trust me. So it is what it is. But yeah.
And if we can engage in history for another moment, Mike, something I want to mention before I forget. I think back to one of Punk's first promos, or I forget exactly when this happened on the timeline of his return, but certainly was on the road to I want to say it was his heading into his rivalry with Seth Rollins, or right after, when he said, I'm not here. This is Punk, that is. Pronouns, pal. He said in the middle of the ring on Raw, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
Yeah.
So the joke has maybe been on me this entire time. He told us in character, but maybe also as a work shoot, I am here to make money. He is that veteran talent who has this final run in wrestling. I don't know if he said it outwardly as much, but you can do the math based on the longevity of his career and injury history. This is it. These hopefully next 2 to 3 years. So of course he wants to maximize his profits while he's here. I just think back to hearing your thoughts and the different hallmarks of our conversation on this great podcast. Punk told the viewing audience that a long time ago. I just didn't take it to heart as fully as I should have. John Cena called him a capitalist. John Cena certainly is a capitalist. CM Punk is. I would say most celebrities are. And that's where we're at with Punk. I look forward to an eventual heel turn. I think everything we discussed is going to be brought back up. Maybe when he's explaining himself, or I don't know how much he would call out the fans, but I would imagine he'll bring up, everything we mentioned here on his quest to become champion again. I have no doubt he'll become undisputed champion at some point during this run. I'm not sure if he's the guy to beat. Well, I think Cody's beating John Cena at SummerSlam. I'm not sure if Punk is going to be the guy to beat Cody, because again, both of them seem like they're bound for heel turns in the not too distant future. But CM Punk is about his bread, and that's just what the game is, Mike. I know in our notes here, cult of personality, cult of hypocrisy, voice of the voiceless, etc. I'm just reevaluating my fandom of Punk. I thought about putting the action figure behind me for this recording, but then I said, I don't know that I want to. I don't know that I want to. La Primera will stay, but Punk, I don't know if I'm willing to rock the T-shirt as readily these days, like my brother in Crown Heights.
I was going to refrain, and I probably should refrain.
This is the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast. We don't refrain from anything around here. At least I thought.
I know. And that's exactly why I'm going to go forward. So you mean to tell me you decided not to put your figure of CM Punk due to your changed views on CM Punk, but you are a self-proclaimed stan, a self-proclaimed fan, a self-proclaimed borderline stalker of Stephanie Vaquer, who does kind of show or have some type of imagery that I don't particularly find holy.
You got to get over that, Mike Steph. We've talked about this.
I got to get over that. Somebody is which going
Mr. Walmart shopper, Mike Steph. You got to get over the devil horns. You got to get over that.
All right, I got to get over devil horns because I go to Walmart.
Yeah,
dude, you know the Walton family is very Christian, right?
The heathenous behavior of you shopping at Walmart instead of Wegmans. Yeah, I said it.
And this is the man who sends me clips of which matter of fact, not send me clips, but send me links of Sunday services.
Yes.
From not from out in
I-
Phoenix and Arizona, not from Glendale, but from Dirty Jersey, New Jersey, meaning his home base.
That's right. You know my uncle. He's a pastor.
Exactly. That's why I'm surprised that you're talking about for me to get over devil.
Oh yeah.
Horns?
Oh yeah. I said it. You see the devil horns during the entrance, and then this is the best part. She takes the devil horns off and then proves every week why she's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world, and not a gimmick.
Maybe she sold her soul to become one of the best wrestlers in the world. How about that?
And not a gimmick best in the world to put on the back of a T, but actually bell to bell best in the world. Not a gimmick.
Eyes,
not to make money, not for capitalistic purposes. Is that a word? Capitalistic. But because she is just that good. Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera. I live it. This isn't a Steph Watch isn't a gimmick, Mike Steph. This is a way of life.
Yeah, you're part of the cult of
La
Stephanie.
Primera. Proudly. I should have worn my Steph Vaquer shirt. She also has the devil horns in that shirt. I can send you.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, to each his own. To each his own. Listen, I'm not. One thing that we've accomplished on this episode right now is to pretty much the bottom line is to each his own. Like, okay, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to change their opinion. Everybody's entitled to interpret somebody changing their opinion. But when it comes down to it, everything is fluid. Everything is flexible. Nothing is rigid because no human being is rigid. No human being is stiff as a board and has no flexibility. So that's the one thing that I was trying to at least accomplish on this episode. And I believe even to the very last end, talking about Stephanie Vaquer, we've actually come to that conclusion of, listen, to each his own. C'est la vie. That's life.
And Mike, if I can add on, well said. I think also something that our conversation reminded me of is that celebrities are people just like us. I think about the celebrity worship and how inherent that is in our culture, at least in America. I don't know about other regions of the world, but certainly in my adolescence, and then even in many ways as an adult, sometimes we put these folks who are on our TV screen or who have blue check marks and millions of followers on social media, we put them in this other pedestal of they're in this other realm of humanity. But the reality is, which our conversation has reminded me of, is that they are people just like us. They have their strengths, they have their talents, they have their values, but then they also make decisions. And I don't know, CM Punk or his family, they want to make money and earn as much money as possible while they can, especially in a cosmetic athletic industry where there is a shelf life and literally your next match could be your last match, right? So celebrities are people. It's nuanced. It's complex. Your remarks on this episode made me think of that. I think I won the debate, by the way. What do you think?
We'll let the viewers choose who won the debate. If you really want to think about it, and this is not a cop out, but I feel like even though it was quote unquote titled as a debate or promoted as a debate, I think this was just a very important discussion to have between two gentlemen with differing views, but at the same time agreed on a lot of things just in different ways. So I'm really shocked that I'm being this diplomatic and not really patting myself on the back, but I think that shows the maturity. It shows the growth of one and only Mike, yours truly, Mike Steph. Because a couple years ago, I would have said, "Fuck out of here," I won.
And listen, I started. I had a lot of remarks during this conversation. I started by big upping you for your New York Mets and their victories over the New York Yankees. So I believe I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's the debate strategy once again.
Yeah,
you do the kindness thing. You just go in for just a little shank. You just go in for that multiple shanks. But I'm proud of your growth. I'm proud of my growth, and I hope your audience knows. I got to get this in before we wrap up. I hope your audience knows how amazing. I mean this truly. how amazing of a man you are. All of the time that you've taken to support Gimmick Infringement. I don't even know what the count is in terms of how many appearances you've had, but you've been available with prep time. When it's an 11th hour request, you always show up in the comments, on screen. For 4AZ and our Abbott recaps, some of my favorite recording memories last year, still to this day, have been involving you. So I know the sponsor of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast. I know she's aware how much I enjoy working with you. I don't think it's much of a hidden secret, but I want to make sure your audience knows not only are you talented, not only are you a great host, but you are an even better person outside of here. So I think CM Punk can learn from you.
I really appreciate those words. Like, I'm truly humbled by that, and no, I really appreciate it, and I also appreciate you as well for the support that you have given me, both as a compadre, a content creator, and most importantly as a friend and confidant. So I really do appreciate you, probably more than I can say. Darn, got me all humble and stuff.
It's true. And by the way, 30 months available now on SoundCloud. Check it out. Follow Mike Steph on social media. You will not be disappointed.
Thank you.
Mixtape of the year. It's not on Dat Piff yet. Once again, you got to go to SoundCloud for it. Please follow instructions.
Shoot, yeah. I think we're rewinding the clock to 2016.
Dat Piff, what a
time.
Please,
let the audience know where they can catch you. Because he has 2 podcasts, he has 2 YouTube shows per week at this time. So please, without further ado, the floor is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity, brother. This was a great time. Like you said, really important conversation as wrestling fans, and I'm thankful that you invited me back. Yeah, so you can follow me. Your audience can check out my work if you follow at Tyler J. McDowell. I am not on X, but I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. I've had younger people in my life tell me Facebook is for old people, but I just ignore the hate and I just keep it pushing. So I'm available on those 2 platforms. I have the honor of co-hosting Gimmick Infringement every single Monday. You can follow Gimmick Infringement at GIPod19. We're on Instagram. We are on X for the show. We're also on Facebook. We discuss pro wrestling, pop culture every single week, and hopefully your audience will join us there. And as you mentioned, Mike, thank you again for the lead off here. I have the privilege of being the founder and the host of 4AZ, which is currently a podcast dedicated to spotlighting the stories of Arizona's educators, in particular Arizona's Black educators, who make up 4% of Arizona's teacher workforce. So we try to shine a spotlight on their stories, on their path, on finding community, as well as hopefully uplifting the profession in Arizona and beyond. Currently, season 2 is out. New episodes every single week. Those drop on Wednesday. You can follow 4AZ at 4AZ Teach on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thank you, Mike.
No problem.
We gon' do, drive around, raise the sunroof, drive loud. We gon' come through, cause we got no time to waste. Gotta rap where we come from. Ain't a fight that we could ever run from. Tell your girl she can kick it if she wants some.
Tell your girl come kick it if she wants some. Cause we got no time to waste.
Hey, you know the vibes. I was not expecting that. I should have been ready for that possibility. Shout out to my man Eli. Shout out to Drive Safe here repping Arizona. That is the theme song of 4AZ. Yeah, Mike, you know what we're about.
Yes.
It's a bop, right?
I love that. I love that song.
Thank you.
One last thing before we officially get out. To the powers that be out there, that are in charge of a podcast of the past that had another theme song that I just loved, had another concept that I just loved, and hopefully hopefully they'll make their return, or maybe just make a reunion for one time only. And if they do make a reunion for one time only, I'm calling my shot right now. I want to be on hopefully a return episode, and that is this, and this is something you're not expecting at all.
Talking things that make you blush, but trust us, it's a must. From awkward to taboo, we're here to guide you through. It don't matter if you're a bit of a prude, it's a prude awakening.
Listen, you know that's my jam.
Hey, listen. Please check out 19 Media Group. They have a whole cachet of wonderful people, wonderful shows, and of course you have Hidden Gems Football, pretty much creeping up on that ass. About to start getting ready for the next NFL regular season. You know, training camps coming up. I don't know exactly when we're going to start dropping, but please check out the 19 Media Group YouTube page and streaming platform. And please like, subscribe, and press the notification button. So when we do return for HGF for, I believe, 4th season of HGF. Has it been 4? Yeah, I think it's 4th season. 4 seasons? Yeah, probably 4 seasons. Regardless, we're professionals out there. You know what? So please check that out. Please check out my brother that blessed me to join the screen with me last episode of Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, Desmond Powell from Hit to the Games. Please check him out each and every other Friday on the YouTube page of the 19 Media Group and all streaming platforms wherever podcasts are available. And with all that being said, I'm getting out of here because technically y'all didn't realize that I'm not even here. I'm a figment of your imagination. I'm here in front of you, but little do y'all know when this actually was taking place. And guess what? For one time, I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. So until next time, next episode, goodbye.